Welcome to Living Magically, and this is the week of March 25th, and I am your host, Michelle Orwick, Magical Michelle, and we are in the deep, deep energy of a lunar eclipse. Now, the eclipse has already happened. It happened at 3 a.m. this morning, Eastern Standard Time, and so the moon is full still, and it is disseminating for 3 days. It will get smaller and smaller every single day. But because of the spring equinox, the sun will get stronger and longer days every single day. So we will have the moon disseminating and the sun excelling, really. And we are now inside what we call an eclipse portal, which means that we've had the first of two eclipses, and they always travel in pairs or even sometimes threesomes. And they always are in a cycle where it's the same two signs affected for a little while. And this is the Libra full moon. So Libra rules things like relationships, love, money, anything that Venus is interested in, and of course, balance, which is why it's the spring equinox. And when we're in Libra sun, it is the autumn equinox. So we have this energy of balance, and we don't want to go to too many extremes. We're really trying to get our equilibrium. Unfortunately, a lot of times when we have a lunar eclipse, it does take us out of our equilibrium. We're adding to it right now because we now have solar storms, some of the biggest X-class solar storms we have ever seen in history. So you may be feeling more than just the eclipse. So while we sometimes are like, oh, the eclipse brings up a lot of stuff, this is particularly potent. The geomagnetic storms make us want to sleep, and so do eclipses. The problem is eclipses want to make our bodies tired, and sometimes people can't sleep because of the full moon. So it's kind of this juxtaposition of exhaustion versus energy. And what I just encourage you to do is lean into whichever is happening for you and honor it. If you are wide awake in the middle of the night, try and do something creative or meditate or manifest or use that big, beautiful brain to get really clear on your intentions. And if you don't know how to do that, I am going to be doing a brand new class. I'm very excited about it, about training your brain using natural law and the Akashic records. It's a 5-week class starting the first week of May. So it's really easy, quick, smart, really brilliant stuff. So if that is something you're interested in, yeah, please join us. It'll be my first thing I do when I get back from my trip. And this is my last live until the first week of May. Every week we will continue to do our normal Monday astrology report. It will just be pre-recorded. I've also done something extra for you, and on Fridays you can look forward to me interviewing some of my favorite magical people. So we are definitely keeping April busy. You won't even miss me. You'll blink and it will go by. But now that we're in this eclipse portal, this is a time for letting go. Anytime you have a full moon, it's a good time to do a burning ceremony because it is the spring equinox. It's a good time for spring cleaning of your house, saging, clearing your physical body. A lot of people do a spring detox. It's a really good time for good body health. Maybe do a little cleanse, clean your house, clean your mind, clean your spirit. And because it was a Libra eclipse, You may feel like you need to clean some relationships out. Good time to let go of people who are no longer in alignment with your goals, no longer in the best alignment for you. So think about who has to go or who needs to be given a little bit less time or a little less thought, and really do yourself a real favor and don't let the past take up time in your brain. Don't let people who are not feeding your beautiful future life take up time in what they think. Don't give them any more thought. Don't give them any more energy. What I encourage you or invite you to do is, through this review period, and that's what I think of this is, we have 2 weeks from today till the Great American Eclipse. So the lunar eclipse was 3 a.m. on a Monday morning, and this will be in the afternoon on a Monday afternoon, April 8th. And I'm not going to get super deep on that this week because I will do a little bit more in next week's video. But I will say that when you're in this time in between, they call it a liminal in between. And it is time to review. It's a time to reflect. Because the moon is disseminating, they would call this the tail of a dragon. So we're in a dragon year, really. We're in Aries season now, and this is all about Aries. And it is a Aries solar eclipse. So the sun and the moon are in Aries. The North Node is in Aries, and it's going to be a total lunation over the United States, making an X across the totality. So if there is anything that you're ready to release on a deeper level, now is definitely the time. If you are ready to review something, now is the time. If it's time to take things to the garbage dump or the thrift store, now is the time. This is it working for you? How can you let it go with grace and ease and love and joy? And then also review and think about what it is you are interested in. What is it you are looking to be boldly going where no man or woman has gone before? The energy in basically the end of April going into May and June is just a sweet spot for this year. But right now, for the rest of this month and most of April, this is a time for healing, recharging, rebooting, regrouping, and releasing. We are now in the shadow of Mercury Retrograde. I know no one wants to hear me say that, but next Monday is a Mercury Retrograde, and it will last from April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day to you all, but it is a true story. And it goes all the way until the 23rd of April. And even the end of the month will be in that Mercury shadow. So April is overshadowed essentially by an eclipse and by Mercury retrograde. These are all things about getting into alignment. It's all about change. It's all about letting go. The celestial skies above are telling you this may be the most important time in your life, and it's been happening now for a few weeks, important time in your life to take real internal review, to realign, recalibrate, reset, reboot, and go into a place that maybe you have never gone with your life. Maybe it's somewhere you've always wanted to go, but you have not gone in your life before. And that is what is being called for here. It's time for all that stuff you have put off. It is time. It's time for all those things you wanted to start. Aries is a perfect energy for starting a new project, starting a new thing. And if it has been incomplete, now especially is a time to get started completing something. So between now and the 8th of April, if there has been something you have really been putting aside, now would be a really great time to complete it before that big lunar eclipse. There's a, a real push-pull in rest and do, rest and do. So if you feel like you are wanting to hibernate and not be around other people, this is a normal thing. This is absolutely one of the things that people do in an eclipse portal. It's because we need to be in our own energy. It's because we want to sort of pull our own soul fragments back and get sat down with the soul self and really get clear. There's going to be some crystal clear clarity coming. And I know that's my intention. I will be traveling through Egypt, and I'm really excited about it because even though I miss the great totality here in the United States, I'm kind of excited because I will be at the Horus Temple, at the Edfu Temple on the day of the eclipse. And it's something I just learned is that he actually rules eclipses. So there definitely will be magic being made for me. What kind of magic are you making? Drop me a note in the comment section. What is it you're going to be creating with this new full energy, this brand new eclipse energy? Drop me a message. Let me know what you're burning away, letting go, and releasing. It is fire energy, so I highly recommend a burn ritual. I love burn rituals where you write out what you're letting go of and you say, something along the lines of, "Dear universe, these things that no longer serve me, I release them and I surrender them up. And if there's any lessons that I need to learn from them, help me learn them in a new way, one that opens my heart." And then just burn, baby, burn, do a release. And from that same energy, a bonfire on the 8th or in the few days after, while we're in that Aries energy, will certainly ignite the energy for creation, because Aries is that new beginning. It is that start, and it is fire. It is all about getting it done and getting going and making something really, I hate to say it about Aries, but they're very dramatic, and so is the energy. Get it going. So I expect a lot of really dramatic energy, truthfully, for the big eclipse on the 8th. Because people are traveling, be gentle with each other. If there's traffic, if there's some kind of interruption in cell service, or if there's anything that goes off that day, I want you to not panic. I really think that we need to be kind to each other. We want to be without fear. We want to create a new world, a timeline where 1,000 years of peace is possible. So group meditation is also really encouraged right now. Any time of day or night, you can tap in to the prayers for peace on this planet. Anytime that you are seeing this glory timeline, see yourself standing full, standing happy. See yourself, and I mean really go into the visualizing of who you're going to be in the new energy. Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you intend to be doing in the world? How do you see yourself? As if you were looking in a mirror. How do you feel? What's your emotions? And take that in from a place of gratitude, because when you feel it, it is already done. Visualize it. Actually go through the motions of opening up that third eye, opening up that pineal gland, opening up and combining the pineal and the pituitary gland to wake up that master cell and really visualize it, because your mind's eye does not know the difference between whether it's having a current experience that's actually happening or this visualization. So your body, your mind, your experience then quantumly connects to the molecules that are going to make this happen. You actually are having the experience, and your brain and your light and your life are all going to start looking for the proof, the expectation. So if you're in gratitude, you're going to start expecting what you see. So if a fear comes in, if a worry comes in, if a negative thought form about a timeline you don't want to do comes in, cancel, clear, delete. I was just caught doing this earlier today. And the moment I said it, we shut it down and said, no, it's going to happen this way. This is what I want. This is how I'm going to live it. This is how I'm going to believe it. And I call in this highest timeline full of 1,000 years of peace, full of grace and ease and love and joy, where I'm having my dream life and my miracles. And then you just visualize it. You smell it. You taste it. You feel it. You touch it. What does it smell like? What does the touch feel like? What does your eyes see from the greatest beauty? So for example, if you were seeing yourself living at the beach, which is my manifestation, my intention, I am grateful for the salt air and the taste of salt on my tongue and the smell of the ocean and the seaweed. I feel the sun on my face and on my neck and my shoulders. I feel and see and experience the tide coming in and out like my breath. I feel the gratitude. I imagine my feet sinking into the sand. You want to go that far. What does it smell like? What's it taste like? You need to literally be the version of you in your mind's eye, in your envisioning, so clear that your mind has no other choice. Your brain has no other choice than to go make that your quantum leaped reality. And if you want way more specific details on that, again, we're going to be starting to do the Train Your Brain series on, I think it starts on May 6th, whatever the Monday night is, first Monday night in May. And it'll be at 7 o'clock on Monday nights. And it's really it's very easy. It's something that every single person can do. And it is literally just tips and tricks to get your mind moving in the right direction to expect the life you want to live. And then be unsurprised when it comes. You're going to be like, of course it happened. This is my synchronicity. This is my birthright. This is my expectation. I'm so grateful and thankful this is done now. And it will be exactly as you asked for it, or better, or better, or better. So I hope you have a very gentle week with this full moon energy disseminating over the next few days. You'll feel a little calmer toward the weekend, but then over the weekend, we're gonna feel the shift. I know it's Easter, so Good Friday, you're gonna start feeling that Mercury retrograde coming on. You may even feel it if you are getting up to travel or you're going somewhere. Make sure you leave extra time. Be gentle with yourself. Make sure that you, if you're doing any shopping for this particular experience, that you shop early so that you're not running to the store and finding out that something isn't there. That's kind of the energy sometimes that happens with Mercury retrograde. So if you're like me, I'm flying on Friday. So you want to get to the airport early. You want to check all of your details, make sure that everything is just so. And people say, well, you're traveling during Mercury retrograde. I don't have a problem traveling. What you need to do when you travel is to check, double check, and be more prepared. And this is including all of your communications. If you're writing an email, read it before you send it. Same with text messages. Anything you're doing that's communication, make sure you charge your cell phone, your back up your computer. If there's music that you're trying to do or you're writing something, make sure you're backing up really, really often. And basically, you're just taking care of business probably the way you should all the time, but with a little bit more care. Mercury retrograde isn't something to be afraid of. It is a time to be more mindful. That's just my opinion. And anytime you're in between, which we call a portal, in between two eclipses, and it always has that 2 weeks, think about who were you when you entered. So on Sunday or Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning, where were you and where are you going to be in your life by April 9th? And you can be very intentional about letting go of that old version of you and step in, because every time you ask for a manifestation, it requires you to be a higher, more specific, more aligned version of you. And that means there's change going to happen. So get aligned to the version of you that already does and what that means, and start doing it immediately. As soon as you can see it, feel it, or taste it, then you're going to act as if. You're going to be expecting it. You're going to be acting as the version of you that has now shifted and changed into it is already mine. And that is the simple, short version of how to do it. In the meantime, be nice to yourself over the next 2 weeks. And more importantly, be nice to everybody else. Kindness and compassion as you understand that we're all one. I see you and you see me, and anything I don't like about you that I judge, I'm really judging about me. And anything I'm judging about me, I'm really projecting out into the world. So be more kind to yourself, more kind to that image in the mirror, more kind in your thoughts, and also to every other person, because I'm getting eclipsed, you're getting eclipsed, we are all getting eclipsed. And so, what do they say that in the Hunger Games? I'm just going to say, may the eclipses be with you. And I'm saying it in a positive way. May you take this time to be intentional, be ceremonious, be magical, be purposeful, be mindful. If you're in the present moment, it's going to be so much easier to just be gentle with yourself, gentle with others, more loving, more compassionate. And from there, we're going to have a deeper connection. We're going to have a deeper understanding, and we're going to share more love. And who doesn't want more love? Who doesn't want more experiences that bond us together from this deep place of I am you and you are I. I am that I am that I am. And so are you. So I'm Magical Michelle, and this is my last live for a little bit. Everything else will be recorded, so we won't miss a beat. And so therefore, neither will you. And I just want to give a big shout out, thanks to Marissa for doing all the extra work to get us ready to be gone in our absence. And when we come back on that first weekend of May, we just get really busy and start. So don't wait. If you want to sign up for something, do it right away, so that when we do get into town, we have all of your names and all the things, so we can send you what you need to get going with retraining your brain. So I wish you a wonderful season and happy lunar eclipsing.